Well, hello and welcome. I'm Miss Heard with Miss Heard Song Lyrics Podcast. We're at Season 5, Episode 241, during our first ever Noah Kahan Miss Heard. The Miss Heard lyric is, "And soccer mom, she forgot that I exist." And then the correct lyric is, "And I saw your mom, she forgot that I exist." It does sound like he's singing about a soccer mom, which he could have been, you know? So anyway, this is one that I did not even know existed. This is thanks to a misheard song lyric shout out from one of our listeners, Chris Charbonneau. Chris, thank you. And she thought that Noah Kahan was singing about a soccer mom as well. If you look him up on the interweb or YouTube, check out the video. He looks like Jesus, a young Jesus. And he sounds like a young Paul Simon. So I can see why he's successful. I mean, the song's great. The songwriting is tight. And he looks like Jesus, and he sounds like Paul Simon. What else can you ask for? So let's begin. Stick Season is the name of the song. It's, again, a song written by and sung by American singer-songwriter Noah Kahan. It was released as the lead single from his album Stick Season back on July 8th, 2022. It's almost 2 years ago. I'll go into that in a bit. He wrote the song himself, and it was co-produced by Gabe Simon. Now, it says here on the interwebs, although moderately successful in the U.S. upon release, the song went viral on TikTok in the mid-2023 and so forth, and I'll go into that in more detail. Let's talk about Noah Kahan. He's a youngin' for me at least. He was born January 1, 1997, so he is a New Year's Day baby. Again, American singer-songwriter. He actually signed on with Republic Records back in 2017 with his breakthrough single Hurt Somebody, and achieved gold status in the U.S. and charted in multiple international markets. That I did not even know. So then Noah released the single and EP of the same name, preceded the release of his debut album Busyhead in 2019. And within 5 years, 2 more albums followed. One in 2021 called I Was/I Am, and the one we're talking about today, Stick Season, in 2022. The second of which went on to help him get mainstream commercial breakthrough and led to his nomination in 2023 for a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. That's a lot. Let's talk about Kahan a bit, or Kahan. It looks like Kahan, but it's pronounced, I think, Kahan. Kahan was born in Stratford, Vermont, and he was raised on a 133-acre farm. Wow. His Jewish father has been said that taught him to play to play guitar, thank goodness. While his Christian mother, who wrote parenting guides for a living, taught him writing. So the best of both worlds, music and the writing part. He is the third of 4 children and began writing songs at the young age of 8, started uploading them on SoundCloud and YouTube, where his music began to gain exposure. Thank God for these online media, because unless he was discovered, as they used to say, he wouldn't be known. He then went to Hanover High School in Hanover, New Hampshire, and was accepted to Tulane University, but decided against attending to focus on his musical career. He and his girlfriend moved to Watertown, Massachusetts in July of 2022. And he has shared he has experienced anxiety and depression throughout his life. That's probably another reason why his songs mean a lot to people, because if you listen to the lyrics, read the lyrics, there's definitely some themes of that he sings about. And he began attending therapy as a child. So the first thing, being from the northwest part of the United States, this is the northeast, so the other side of the United States, for those of you listening internationally outside of the United States, what does Stick Season mean? Because I don't even mean. So what it means in Vermont, and this is where I grew up. So I found the explanation mentioned in Boston.com. It was writer Heather Alterizio who wrote an online article back on December 1st, 2023. So pretty recent, about Noah Kahan, and him being a Vermont native, asked him, what does Stick Season mean? So this is what Noah said. Quote unquote, it's definitely a song about, the time in Vermont, stick season, when all the leaves are off the trees. It's a term that we use by some of the older folks in the town I grew up in to describe this really miserable time of year when it's just kind of gray and cold and there's no snow yet and the kind of beauty of the foliage is done. Another interesting thing to know about this, when Noah started uploading part of the song on TikTok, just a snippet of it, it literally blew up in 20 minutes, and they say the rest is history, so we'll go into that in more detail. So here are the details. So he did an early version of the song. He performed it live stream on his Instagram. He broadcast sometime shortly prior to November 3rd, 2020. Kahan wrote a verse of the song during a bout of insecurity and uploaded it to TikTok in 2022. It became, like I said, blew up. successful quickly. It prompted him to finish the rest of the song, which he said ended up taking a long time. And then what happened was he was concerned whether the song written would just be specifically about his home state of Vermont, that would it connect with people who live outside? Well, it did. And I'm going to stop for just a second because my crazy cat has decided to play with the box. Hold on. This is what happens when you live. When you do live stuff like this. Pets. Okay, I'm back. So like I said, it became successful quickly, blew up. And like he said, he started to finish writing the song, but it ended taking a long time. And main concern is once he finished it, would people outside of Vermont, understand it and have the same feeling? Well, it did. And like I said, the song title refers to a term for autumn in New England. And they say the period after Halloween before the winter snow begins, which Kahn called a quote unquote time of transition and super depressing, as it means that winter is coming soon and it creates a lot of anxiety and nobody really likes it. All right, like they say, write with what you know. So the album, also called Stick Season, it's his third studio album. And it was also produced by Gabe Simon. It was released officially back on October 14, 2022. So this October will be 2 years, by Mercury Records and Republic Records. The album was supported by the two singles, the title track, the one we're talking about today, Stick Season, and Northern Attitude. An expanded edition of the album titled Stick Season, parentheses, Will All Be Here Forever, was released on June 9th, 2023 with 7 additional tracks, including an extended version of the View Between Villages. Gotta check that out. And then another version of the album titled Stick Season, parentheses, Forever, was released on February 9th, 2024. So just this year, featuring all the collaborations and 3 original songs, of which 2 are the collaborations, You're Gonna Go Far and Paul Revere, and 1 is the single Forever. So let's talk a little bit more about Kahn. Apparently, he began writing the album in his hometown of Stratford, Vermont in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why in the lyrics he talks about that he wants to fly, but there's COVID. Periods of loneliness, burnout from industry pressures, and self-discovery inspired him to distance himself from his previous indie pop sound with a more folk-centric sound, being inspired by a Phoebe Bridgers and Sam Fender to incorporate unprecedented detail into his writing. To me, when I first heard him, he sounds like I said, a young Paul Simon. That's who he sounds like to me. In an interview with WPTZ shortly after this album's release, Kahn described the album as a love letter to New England. I love it. So have you seen the music video? Let me give you a glimpse of what you're going to be finding on YouTube. First of all, it premiered back on October 13, 2022, and that's not even a year yet, or 2 years, it's about to. It's now at a whopping 14.9 million views. That's a lot. It's really simple. It's just Kahn driving in his car. At first, you might mistake it as a Subaru commercial with the aesthetic and even the soundtrack. Like, is this a Subaru commercial? If not, Subaru should be calling and paying Kahn a lot for this. He's standing in front of many places, I'm assuming in Vermont, one at Coburn's General Store. So those Vermonters that know, speak up. Then a white church in the distance, post office, rides by a house with pumpkins for sale. So you know it's around like that. They said around Halloween time, maybe after. And he's a lot of driving during twilight and looking like he's longing for something or sad in a little bit. Then there's some glimpses of joy where he's throwing a basketball one-handed backwards and it goes swoosh, and kind of like even in the video he kind of looks surprised himself that he made it. And then he's playing with this beautiful German Shepherd here and there. So you got to check it out. Like I said, it looks like a Subaru commercial. And so Subaru, give him a call because it'd be a perfect man, especially for hitting 14.9 million views just in a year and a half. That's amazing. So it's not about soccer moms, but it could be. There's a lot of soccer moms out there. It's I Saw Your Mom is the name. And again, thanks again to Chris Charbonneau for this great shout out, misheard song lyric. And just like that, do what Chris did. You can send a direct message to me via social media sites, as in our Facebook page, Instagram, or X, formerly Twitter, or you can just be old-fashioned like me, like most soccer moms, and just send an email to misheard, that's MISSHEARD songs @gmail.com. Till then, keep singing those songs wrong. Bye!